That works. All right, let's just rearrange everything and set myself in the right category. Miniatures and models. No. I feel like I may have turned Tubbs into a bit of a degenerate by introducing him to Hades. Should I feel guilty about this? Answers on a postcard. What are we on? Day 232. Okay, why 2 weeks? I'm sad. There we go. Stream title changed in the right category. Broadcast manager. Let's move chat. What I really need is more computer monitors. More screens is always useful. Okay, so everything's set up. Let's just move the activity feed. There we go. All right. I think we are basically set up so that I can go make a coffee. Oh, music. Right. That is a thing that we are known to do on occasion. Is listen to things of the musical persuasion? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Miscellaneous. All right, let me just set my mic up. All right, I'll be back in a moment. giant when he was basically dead due to lapse in concentration. So close to the first Hades kill. I am sorry, Toves. You'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, I was, you know, decent enough for the game to beat Hades on every run in 2022. And then I didn't play the game for years, and I was dog shit for the first, I don't know, like 7 or 8 runs. So even though I'd done it before, it took a while to come back to me. So going in fresh, you know, it's to be expected. Also, how about that miniature painting? I've heard that's a thing that some of you enjoy. Might even be the reason you're following me. None of this video game shit. Have you increased your max health at all? Or what's your mirror looking like? Take a screenshot. Way you paint. My poor weepy heart, Terry. How could you? Oh god, I just realized I took my glasses off for something and I picked the model up and looked at it and went, well, something's clearly wrong here. The fuck are my glasses? Well, I have a spare pair somewhere. Somewhere. I don't even know where my spare pair is. Hold on. All right, everybody's favorite normal paste. Haven't worn these ones in a minute. Might change it up. I have been. Have you lost your glasses? I took them off for 2 seconds. Put them down somewhere. How have you lost your glasses? Going to gotta get. I don't know. If I knew, they wouldn't be lost, would they? Don't believe his lies, Terry. I'm feeling like a new pair of frames anyway. I might go get a new pair of frames soon. Okay, Tubbs, are you present? Alright, so aside from the third death defines, something that will help you is privileged status. When you get two effects on someone like hangover and weak, or weak and jolted, any combination of status effects gives you a boost to like maximum 30% damage if you max out privilege status. So it's very useful if you get like a boon on your different boons that apply different status effects, and then just double them up. Lurker reporting in, pre-ordered my cafe. Well, you can lurk and build them together with me when they come in. Because hopefully I'll get them on a Saturday. God's willing. Which means I can do a big Saturday of building cafe. Are you in, Callie? I'm not. Visiting for a con? I'm not. I'll widen out plenty of presidents, who are like, one generation removed Welsh. I did write a test list with 60 Jade Warriors in it, though. Well, 30 Jade Warriors and 30 Celestial Dragon Guard. And 2 Great Cannons and two rocket batteries and a balloon. And Miao Yang. Probably doesn't play very well. Scratched an itch, though. I think realistically I'd have to cut some of the overloaders or cannons. I'm sorry, I heard you say Cathay in LA? Oh no, I didn't. I apologize for somehow confusing you. Entirely my fault, I'm sure. Bricks maybe a little big. No, one of them is 30 with Miao Ying in it. And the other 2 are 15 and 15. I could probably shave them down to 10 each. With halberds working as detachments for the main regiment of Celestial Dragon Guard. Because you want halberds charging, so either someone chooses to charge them and leaves themselves vulnerable because you can reform with drilled and then just slam into their flank, or they charge the main thing and get countercharged or complementary charged by the halberds. Or at least that's how I think, I like to imagine it'll work out. But no plan survives contact with the enemy. I think post match play guide boards will have a lot more terrain and things that block. I don't know about that. I think you are partially correct, but I think a lot of TOs will sort of personal games perhaps, but I think a lot of TOs might like chafe against that a little bit because losing games on terrain layouts is sort of something they tend to avoid now. I mean, though, I guess if it's fucking fruit fly, you're not meant to fly. Trying to murder it. Hello again, friends. Second hot here today and even hotter. It's, I don't know, it's kind of warm here, I guess, but. Am I done with the red? I believe I am. Well, most of the red. I still have the other red to do. Most heroes do fix layouts. I indeed. So what is your thoughts that the increased terrain will affect? I mean, it probably means cavalry is going to have a hard time maneuvering, and rules like drilled are gonna be even more valuable than they are. For the quick reforming. It's Canada, we're not built for the heat. Ability for large blocks to move them out. Also, if TMP gets nerfed, I don't really care about TMP, really. Well, I do insofar as I don't want other people using it. Yeah, I view TMP the same way I view Vow of Heroism. I don't use it. Wait, what base size are Jade Warriors on? 25s, right? Block of 30 summon 25 isn't that bad. Depends on what you go. 6x5 is 30, no? I guess I'll have to fiddle with it. I just want a big block of Celestial Dragon God. I don't really care how good it is. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it a lot. It's like the whole questing nights thing. You cannot dissuade me. Are you that in love with the match play guide? And build baggage trainers for all my armies. I am deeply grumpy that I have to wait 2 weeks for Cathay. I'm going to announce this at regular intervals, so you will have to acknowledge my displeasure. This is going to be a long 2 weeks for everyone. I'm going to message you about it. In fact, I'm going to figure out how to set up an automatic notification on Discord to send you a message every 45 minutes. Is that a herdstone they're dragging along? I have Discord mostly muted. I'm going to learn how to hack other people's Discord so I can unmute your Discord. This is an entirely normal response to having to wait 2 weeks for something, I assure you. Normal people do this. I was going to nip into Firestorm when I was in Cardiff, but it's always such a pain because it's 30 minutes from the train stop, Central, and like an hour and a half from where I'm usually going. So it was always difficult to squeeze time in to go to Firestorm because I wanted to go pick up some Procryl. I wanted to get just a big bottle of white and black because I miss Procryl's white. Listen, Miao Yang I can just about accept because I'll be distracted by other parts of the army by the time she's on pre-order, but I'm happy about it. Games Workshop did this to personally slight me. They wanted me to be unhappy because they hate Cathay and they hate Cathay players. A legitimate thing that people say, well, not legitimate, but a thing people legitimately say about the Games Workshop in regards to Wood Owls and Dwarves and very funny. Yeah, hence bad rolls. It's so funny how quickly everyone swung from, oh my god, they're the most overpowered thing in existence, to everything else that was broken before can still beat them. Dwarf may just be salty. It does attract a type. I've always sort of enjoyed my time with dwarves, but I've never really been a dwarf main. I like slayers. I like the old hammerers, the old metal monopose hammerers, you know. I like a good Thane or King. Dwarves be happy soon, though, I foresee. Interesting. They weren't that channel. I'll find something to complain about. Oh, happy in terms of models or rules? I'm assuming rules. You know what? Don't answer that. But yeah, yes. Both? Christ. Reading it made me debate not starting. Don't let them dissuade you. Handy dwarfs are really fun. Like they're just such they're such characterful little miniatures that like painting dwarves is such a joy for me. Like there's very few other armies that I just like I could paint an entire battalions with and not like cry a tear of frustration. Like painting dwarfs is pure bliss for my brain. And I occasionally enjoy playing them, but you know, that's not the point with dwarfs for me. I was pretty pleased with that, Joe. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Has my music stopped? It has. I did message Imps and get them to add a dwarf AJ to my pre-order though. Poor Hungarian Val. All this extra work for the avaricious Hindi. They got paid. Well. I also got them a sale today. Oh. Frozen boats, could they dice from them? Oh, fair. Wait, did he not manage to get Cathay dice elsewhere? I saw that quick on the GDub's website. Yeah, the Cathay and Wood Elf dice have been extra nice. And Dice Goblin that I am. He went direct. Does he want the cards? Oh, I presume the cards are sold out, right? I never usually get the cards, but I might have considered it for Cathay, but it didn't cross my mind. Wait, they're not sold out? Still in stock on GDubs? Sorry, let me look how much they are. The main page of the Warhammer store has been Old World so frequently lately. It's weird. Like most every time that I've gone and clicked onto the GDub's website, it's been Old World. Kind of surreal. Only thing sold out is Dice and AJ. Christ. They must have really ramped up production for Cathay, or is not selling that well. But given how many people I've seen get that second longbow, I might. I just might. Let me check. How much dues I still got left in the Cathay tank? Yeah, the longbow sold out pretty quickly on imps, I believe. Imps still have 2? Yeah, but I've already ordered one from Imps. And there are currently order limits on, so. Yeah, the Longma has sold out pretty much everywhere. Like they've the Longma have been selling very well. I've already got one. I've got one on pre-order from Imps, but until Miao Ying rocks about, a second Longma is probably quite a good idea. All right. Cards reference pack. Reset. Zoom in. Yeah, why not? Add cart. Shigangan Lord on Great Spirit Longma. Add cart. Gonna make sure nothing's on screen. I'm paranoid. Wait, give me about my Shigangan. All right, give me a minute. Just ordering stuff live. um, check out now. I am. I'm not that desperate to cram Longmore into lists. It's just that when I don't have Miaoying, I'll probably run two Longma. Same way I would run like BSV on Royal Pegasus if I didn't want to, never paint one again. Or I just fucking decided to uh, order shit from GDAPS midstream. Hold on. It will be 2 seconds. Did anyone ever find out whose lines leaked? No, I don't believe so. More pose options for the long kit, even if it's the next, a different angle, in addition to the variant head. I could probably work on that. For mine. Oh, did I disconnect? Well, obviously that was, I think his Twitch um is nothing happened on my end. I was literally fucking ordering. ordering shit. My internet stayed up. No? Well, my frames have reset to 0. I'm now 0 out of 2,000 frames, which would mean I've been streaming for, not 3.5 hours. Two seconds the most, but that's it. Fair enough. Yeah, the last miniatures I ordered, uh, looking at the GDub site, last miniatures I ordered were February 15th. Before Cathay. And it has run in chat just ordering more Cathay. Because why not? You are a gremlin? Listen, I've earned a treat. For 5. There we go. There we go. All right. Putting my wallet away. What's going on with you today, Mannerings? How's life? All right, I guess we can. I've been dropped pretty badly, so restoring it has been a bit of a pain. Wow. Those are the ones that are always worth it, the ones that are a bit annoying to work on initially, but you learn to love them by the end of it. Oh yeah, that part with Terry lasted so long, didn't it? Well, she's not here, so it doesn't count. It's also, we never agreed to it. It was just, floated, never enacted. Yeah, I've never ordered the reference cards before because they seem like every other printed media in that, they'll probably get errated at some point and then be useless. But I just feel like having all the bits and bobs for Cathay. Because why not? Start the original color scheme initially, but I think I will darken it up and push the contrast. I'm always a fan of more contrast. Not the paint, the I don't know what you would call the philosophy of contrast. Next month, Highland, High Elfstra. Ooh, you got a screenshot. Because I admit I'm not a. There we go. My views just halved. So yeah, I did disconnect, and everybody who was lurking is not refreshed. God damn it. Promo materials from my local when they were in, but he didn't get it in. That's a shame. I don't know. It's the first wholly new Warhammer army in decades, and it happens to be a faction that I really enjoy. I'm sure Hendy will get the same way when Kislev turn up, if they turn up. Back into lobbying with Blood Bowl, and yeah, I'm never going to do it for anything other than Cathay. No, I bought a second Shigangan Lord on Longma from Games Workshop as well. So I currently have 2 battalions, a Sentinel, Sky Lantern, Gate Masters, 2 Shigangan Lords on the way, and the Arcane Journal, dice, and cards. Had to do it for the free shipping, right? I started looking around the site for anything else I wanted to get free shipping. I was going to do it anyway. I was going to buy something else anyway. I do like the dragon, but I think it's too short. I think if it was a bit like longer in the abdomen, I'd like it just a teensy bit more. But yeah, I think it's probably a better alternative than the one they've currently got. Aside from the riders from the current High Elf dragons, the dragons I'm not admittedly so sold on. I think the only good 8th edition dragons they did were the Dark Elf Black dragons. If I'm being real. How's people doing with the heat today? Same as always. It ain't nothing to me, man. Wait, what? Games Workshop just fucking charged me twice for that? What the fuck? Alright, now I've got to email Games Workshop. Hold on. Fucking charge me twice for that order. I knew it was a trap. For the fucking support email for Games Workshop. Copy email address. There we go. Motherfucker's trying to drain my account for fucking cards and a longma. Sons of bitches. Order. Yeah, that's the correct one. I mean, G-Dub's all over in it. Yeah, I thought the site was being very slow today, so obviously something happened there, but all right, email sent. Now this is really annoying now. It's just fucking annoyed me. Hate being fucking double charged because someone's site fucked up. I mean, it's not like I didn't have the money. I was expecting to spend a few more £100 from that account for Cathay, but it's still annoying. I guess we're lucky Meowing is late. We walk bowling tomorrow. Yeah, I won't be able to start before 6 because I've got to go out again. But yes, from 6 onwards. I'm wondering what colors to step this up with. I could be sort of lazy with it because it's a raggedy banner covered in like scrolls and doodads and doohickeys. It doesn't need to be perfect. Oh great, the stream died again. I'm not gonna speak. You've heard it all before. Hello again. Remember when this wasn't a problem? Real fucking annoying. Right, and now Nova's scratching at the door, which means she's gonna want to come in and stop me from painting. One thing after another. It's funny. It's funny how quickly your mood switches from "what a lovely day" to "I'm gonna fucking lose it." This is the perfect storm of annoyances. I guess maybe I should pull up the reference. That would help. Um, let's have a look at this banner. That's much brighter than I initially conceived. All right, let's give it a shot then. So maybe we should blend the banner a little more as well, but we'll do that in a minute. Like how YouTube sometimes just decides to like straight up end a playlist. Just, things a functional website does. Yeah, maybe the blending there is too severe. Let's give this a quick dibbity dab. I wonder what the Baldur's Gate would be any fun to play on stream. I played several hours of it and then never touched it again. Just because I ran out of spare time. It's a very expensive game when it comes to time. Bet you soon when I get some host connectors. Yeah, robins are often a little too curious for their own good. A little too bold, a little too brave, a little too brash. It seems to be fine, but obviously distressed at the edge of the landing. Yeah, sums birds up to a T. All right. I think my general frustration has died down. Took a moment. Internet problems, Games Workshop, etc., etc. How many of you are hobbying then? You still in the Hades hole, Tubbs? You not got any hobbying done, or are you truly just gonna put it off until you've got all the bits and bobs? Does cutting the lawn and trimming outside count as hobbying? No. Unless you enjoy gardening as a leisurely pursuit? No. And if you do, well then, move along. Well, so long as it's your choice and you're not, doing it because the home ownership association is telling you to, or something to that effect. Had to complete a task. Had to complete a task. My mother and put on sunscreen. That was labor. Ooh, calm down, Heracles. My guy's doing labors out here. Mostly to ensure that my lawn always looks better than my neighbor's. I will accept spite as a good motivator. Need to take a shower and attempt a hobby? Well, I'm always here for more attempts to hobby. Honestly, isn't a harsh rental connection? Yeah, I mean, I guess that helps. Uh, but I mean, then again, you are fighting with you know, fighting ghosts in the competition of lawns, I guess. Oh yeah, did you ever finish those troopers that you were supposed to take a picture of to prove that you paint? But I'll leave it there to avoid further astless, and I know you're doing. Well, I know what you're doing, so you know. You are forgiven. I'll do it today or tomorrow. That's what we said last time. I'm beginning to believe you don't even own a paintbrush. Starting to get the feeling that if I just started at the end color and recess shaded, we'd be done by now. Rather than trying to do this whole incremental steps malarkey. Is there like a Gordon Ramsay of miniature painters? Someone I can go to yell at me to like break bad habits. I'm gonna go really bright with this one. War Master. For no particular reason. How sub-assemblable do you think the Longma Lord is? Is the rider easily painted separately from the Longma? Enough? Good to know. Well, I appreciate your guess. Two weeks to get the breaths finish. You missed Hades this morning. Maybe you'd have won something. Maybe you wouldn't. Well, I say this morning. I started at 1:45. So. I'm been work all day, just trying to survive the heat. Do you not have air conditioning in the shop? I know that's not a very UK thing. Do you not have many box fans going? 6 fans, but no AC. Good luck. I hear that some people don't do well in the heat. I guess my advice to you is have a mother who's half Indian. I don't know where I've put my temperature gun. I was gonna do a little temperature read, but it eludes me. Socials are full of people from hotter countries complaining about the heat here at the moment. It's the cold that gets me. What are we under the lights? Okay, we are 28 on my workspace. 32 over by the window. Yeah, I don't deal with the cold at all. I despise it. The only complaints that I have of the heat is the effects that it has on my wet palette. So as a painter, more sort of temperate climes, I guess, are beneficial. You can do it, Tobes. Just be patient. Don't get greedy. Watch his attacks and don't rush. You don't have to beat him quickly. You just have to beat him. Love it when I was in Iceland. All the knit shops in downtown Reykjavik. So many great wool sweaters, sock and hat choices. I do like, okay, I do like winter fashion, right? I like all the stuff you can wear. So I guess there is, you know, one thing I like about it at least. Stacking Ornament, Heidi is still running the shield. But a failure? What do you mean? It's been like 3 minutes. What happened? A short range cast? Oh, you went for Crush Shot? Oof. Yeah, Crush Shot is one of those casts where the only way it's good is if you use the aspect of Hera on the bow and load it up into your shot. Well, that's not true. It's good in other ways, but that's the easiest way to let it bark, as it were. Go on, try a weapon that's not the shield, Topes. Give it a shot. If only because you only get the resources once with each weapon on each difficulty level. So if you at least get past the other bosses with the other weapons, you'll pick up resources that you can use to upgrade. Might go and grab some food in a minute. We are getting along. It's alright. You live and learn, Tobes. At least you get resources every run. Or, I guess, you die and learn. I should probably drink some water. Alright. Let's add some water in. Water? Wine. Yeah, it's gonna be too much. That's gonna be too much. There we go. Are you tempted by the second Hades tubs? Does the siren song call to you of a sequel game? So far, Massive Leisure, you'll get there. You'll get there. Is this bright enough? think this is one of those banners that's going to end up looking alright on the merits of the sculpt rather than the painting, because I'm not feeling that I'm painting the front of this particularly well. This might just be an ugly phase thing, but I don't know. Not feeling it. Good enough. Mm. You know what? I'm gonna go grab some food because my stomach is growling. I'll be back in a minute. Well, like 10 minutes. All right, time to choose some food. How we doing, Tubbs? Still going? There is a thief in our midst. Don't eat the sweet corn. You won't like it. So Val, in your professional opinion, um, do you think Games Workshop produced a lot of Cathay, or it's just not selling as well? Because I'm deeply surprised by how much stock they seem to have left. It's the worst weekend of the month. New releases typically, I guess. Pissball planning from Don't Know Shit about Fuck G-Dubs classic. Yeah. I imagine it's because they need it out of the warehouse ASAP for HH to fit in. I guess, yeah. That makes sense. I am out of kitchen roll. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, Val, hungry. You weren't around earlier when Hendy peer pressured me into buying another Shigangan Lord, right? I ordered it from the Games Workshop site because I wanted the cards, the reference cards. And of course, they only bloody went and charged me twice. So. You were just up here. Come on, then. Your will is weak and this is not unexpected? Yeah, I guess. Wait, what do you mean my will is weak? You've watched me paint Bretonnians for 232 days. Well, you haven't maybe that long, but you know, collectively. All right, come on. Let's get this over with. I don't have that long left. Get your ass over here. Has devolved into Hades lately though because of burnout? Yeah, but I mean, it took me like 220 days to get there. No, no chewing. All right, that's all the treats you're getting. You're already getting pudgy enough as it is. You know why my camera's doing a weird one? Let's... That's a bit better. Come on then. Is she really going to eat up like the last hour of painting? Who would ever have cats? So I guess what are we all doing while we wait for Nova to decide whether she's staying or going? I have to go in 50 minutes because I'm doing tabletop tonight. Boiling in my own skin? It's not that bad. You have the jeans for it? I'm actually wearing yoga pants. No play on that. Fine. Ding. My brain is at a reduced capacity in this heat. Meh. Meh. Uh, mm, mm. Uh, I saw you added to the chaos of affiliate. Oh yeah, he did. He did add a thing to the order, didn't he? Oi, 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 oi. You watch your tail. How are you even reaching that shelf? You have a stunty little tail. It's like half a tail. Stop it. Don't give him any quarter hungry. No mercy. Stop it with the tail. Stop it. I'm gonna duct tape your tail to your back leg. Stop it. You're really just gonna stay here all day? I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring you. Baby spotted? Nuisance spotted. Give me your fur. They can be both. Perhaps. Also, hello, Raven Kitty. How do? What do you want? I don't have a look at your teeth. You're gonna mope if I look at your teeth. No? Wait. Let me have a look at your back teeth. Have them cafe joints painted up beautifully. Yeah. I don't think I'm fast enough, and let me look at your back teeth. Don't try and bite me. Actually, do try and bite me. Let me look. We might need to get you to the dentist. Yeah, besides, I'm not on any lists. Well, not any good ones. I don't. I'm just a teeny tiny blip on the internet. You're a good blip? Nah, I'm an okay blip. It's cool to know you before people catch on. I, I don't, and don't see that happening. Ever. Aha, I outlasted her. Get wrecked, Nova. All right. Back to painting. I don't know. I mean, especially after the month I've been having on Twitch. And plus, I'm just not. I don't play the game enough. You know what I mean? And I don't really have any interest in doing it. Much harder to do variety streaming because people need to follow you rather than the category. Yeah. I mean, it was happening before I started playing. Before I started playing, Hades. It's just been a sort of not a great 2 months. Well, not a great month and a half. But also, again, I have no desire to change that in any meaningful way because I don't want to be constantly just, you know, churning out reels and TikToks and shorts and other shit to try and push eyeballs elsewhere and all over. That's not me. I like to move at my own pace. It doesn't really work. But I guess, for instance, let me. Yeah, I guess this is. Yeah, but also just to show you what's been going on the back end. As well. Numbers down all across the board? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but it had me thinking about it the other. When was it? Summer is typically the slow part of the year for streaming. And yes, but my point was look at every other month that I have ever streamed. Everything is now covered in cat hair. Yeah, it was like Jimmy was in here last month. Sort of musing why I wasn't bigger than I am on Instagram. And simple answer is I just don't post. I only bother when stuff is done because that's when I want to post. I don't want to constantly be, you know, constantly be posting whips and stuff that I'm not proud of. That's not how you play the game. I don't know. It's hard to think about because I didn't start any of this for any particular reason other than I wanted a consistent time to paint with enough sort of conversation and distraction that it would keep me focused. And that she's gone to bed. And that intention hasn't changed. But it's hard not to look at the numbers sometimes when they keep sending you the numbers. Yes, but my point is it started before that. It started before Hades, which is why I went fuck it. Because people, when I had a bit of a an overnight doodad where I didn't sleep well, I played Mount and Blade. A bunch of people unfollowed, so I just sort of did it out of spite. People were unfollowing me for playing games, so I went fuck it. I don't have any other time to play games, and I'm going insane painting Bretonnians, so eat shit. Consistent viewers, sure. But nobody new is finding me anymore, basically. Like, I used to be recommended to people all the time, and I'd get people floating in. But I seem to have dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, I'm not going to change anything. I don't want to. Again, spite. Something stuck in my teeth. You spent 45. Oh no, just one of them was from Chris's stream. The other one's been in here a while. I recognize the names. Discoverability is dog shit at the best times. It didn't used to be for a long while for me. Yeah, I've got no intention of like changing that or trying to, I don't know, improve or chase any metrics. It's just, I don't know. It's rough. Yeah. I think that is good enough on that little white doodah. That's enough of a contrast. Yeah, I don't know. It's just amusing. I do like how you'll like to argue with me, though. But yeah, I'm not changing shit. And if people keep on following for gaming, I'm gonna game more. Attend the 4th with good boons, but subtle health and no death defy. Pray for Mojo. You've got this, Tubbs. You've got this. And if you don't, I won't time you out, but Papa Nurgle is what. Listen, Tobes is lost in the Hades sauce. At least I have given someone else the bug. At the very least, I have passed the contagion onwards. All right. How do I want to do the scrolls? Do I want to? I think I could probably lighten them up and then recess shade if I go too far. Yeah, Papa Nurgle's going to be waiting a long time. Well, that's worked out. Yeah, but I know. It's one of those things that even if you try not to like pay attention to the numbers, you always see the numbers. And then curiosity gets the better of you and you try and work it out and you know. Give me back my fucking nib. Right, then it's backup time? What do you mean? Oh, were you running a doodad? And the whatchamahickey. Another miserable failure? I mean, I think I do all right. I'm not that miserable. I'm just kind of annoyed that Games Workshop hasn't gotten back to my email about charging me twice. Because last time I emailed them, they got back to me in like 20 minutes. I want my money back, G-dubs. It's Saturday. I don't care. Listen, I wasn't going to spend that additional £56, whatever, but I want it back. You will get it back? Yes, but imagine your friendly local game still using the Saturday excuse. All right, I have 20 minutes to do some work here, or I've got to run away. As the problem is that now I'm doing tabletop on Saturdays. I end early on my best day as well. But I miss my tabletop friends, and we hadn't played together for a while. So again, I'm not changing that because I wanna spend time with them. And then Sunday we're doing practice games. And, you know, apparently I can't have a fucking Sunday morning to myself these weeks, so I can't even stream until 6. It is what it is. Oh well, nothing to do about it. It's gonna get even weirder when I go back to drawing comics on stream. Once Bretonnia is done and I have more free time. No safe word comics? Not really. Well, I mean, I guess technically, in terms of like violence, I guess potentially. I guess there is some nudity there as well. I guess I did the whole going through all of my illustration folders before you showed up, didn't? Or before you were a regular in stream, didn't I? Off to cook back in a bit. Well, if your Hades runs have been demonstrating anything, it's that you cannot cook. Sorry, that was Bean. I was here. I remember seeing muscular women. Oh, maybe you were here then. I don't think you talked. Was this back in your lurky days? I'm on a new computer and I've transferred all of my art and video editing files, so they should be on here, but imagine being a lurker. That was back when you were a tab. Rude. Vibes so rancid you daren't look. When did Total War Warhammer 3 release? $2022? Hmm. Good to know. I'm sorry, is my dog, well, not my dog, but the dog, barking coming through on mic? I've got the windows open a little. Nothing major. Hmm. Good, good. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much have I wrecked Tobe's life by introducing him to Hades? Do we reckon he's gonna get that Nurgle done? Or have I harpooned those chances? If he doesn't make it to TSN, it's your fault. Hmm. I also got Velafor to bookmark it, so... Oh, well, that's just mean. You mean you don't want to... Do you still got a bit of chance for it than you do? Shut up. I will get it done. We've established this. It will get done, it just might not all be tabletop quality. Sorry, it might not all just... It might just not all be display. Back? Am I being ridiculed? No. We were just taking, you know, an appraisal of how much I had wrecked your chances of making it to TSN by introducing it to Hades. Is all. Did I mention yesterday about like just how sort of drained the Cathay release has had me? Just seeing the community's reaction and realizing like how incredibly pathetic a lot of people are about a game of toy soldiers has just tired me out. Maybe not the best thing to say to about portions of my would-be audience, but like, I mean, lose interest before long and go back to painting. Yeah, especially because I've been in that for so long, and for the longest time it was very like like close-knit post 8th community and 6th community, and seeing as it's grown just this sort of and then you know, looking on Reddit as well for whatever that's worth, and just like it's just so deeply pathetic that it's tiring, you know? Yeah, I guess. is just like first the entire like misreading of the rules, misjudging of strength, and then the constant like the constant CCP China shit, and it's just like none of this is how any of this works. You know what I mean? A weird little freak about toys. Taking their first impressions as gospel, it seems. Oh, are they where I didn't watch the video, are they where the whole Kthay is overpowered has come from? Because it's not, like, partially undercosted, but like the more I look at it, the more just like high middle tier they are. Well, they lead it, yes, but were their initial like impressions that it was all broken? Because the more I look at it, especially define negative. Yeah, but especially Miao Yang, like the more I look at her, the more I think she's appropriately costed, and Orion's just a tad expensive because she is hard to use efficiently to get either a good caster or a half decent dragon out of her. Like she is a definition of a skill piece. She's fragile and potent in like a few situations. Yeah, the only truly busted thing about Kthay is that the Shigengan Lords are undercosted. I think even the Sky Lantern is sort of like bearable. But being able to triple Shigengan Lord is wild. Wow, triple Shigengan Hero. Or double Shigengan with Miaoying in the list is wild. So someone, but forget. Wait, they were losing to Skaven? How do you lose to Skaven in the old world? But also, yeah, you see what I mean? $700. The thing is, in order to heal, you lose a lot of mobility. You lose the ability to charge. Like the dragon profile does not like compare as a dragon. She's not facing up against anything other than like Jesus fucking Christ, Nova. Against anything other than maybe a warp fire dragon. Like, she's best as a level 4 caster in human form, but she's also the most vulnerable there. Some of the Novinus got through the noise gate. I think if she is undercosted, she's not undercosted by a lot. but I just don't think she's as good as initial impressions. I'm still gonna use her. Love the model. Yeah, but if Mountain Miniatures managed to lose to Skaven, that is going to be very, very funny. At the moment, our strongest rule, yeah. The rule for the Celestial Guard should be 2 points per model, at least. Like 1 point per model for like stat increases and basically and a ward save is very cheap. Sure, the balloon is undercosted, but the balloon is also quite vulnerable. Right? It doesn't seem particularly difficult to squash some of the balloons if you have the right matchup, like a lot of armies. Yeah, the ward save is what tips it over to me. It's basically the current. It's basically you pay 1 point to give them chaos armor, right? Or the current iteration of chaos armor. No, what does chaos armor currently do? Or rather, the chaos armor rule. I'm supposed to be equivalent to chaos armor chosen yet? Yeah, that was my that was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, I'm supposed to be tabletopping right now. We've got a little bit left on the banner, and I don't know. I always say this, but I'm feeling sort of ambivalent about the banner. It'll get there, but all right. Nova, please get off the back of my chair. You're gonna run away? Let's raid Froggy. No. Yeah, I think Faye's issue is in points costs. Like their rules aren't like killing anything that's killing them. You know what I mean? Like you're not out chaos dragoning a chaos dragon with Cathay, you're not out Bretonnian duking. Well, you're maybe just like under Bretonnian duking a Bretonnian duke. So like they're good, but they're not busted. And with some points retooling. Yeah, things are too cheap. The no fly banner is a bubble though, isn't it? And the need for 3 non-character unit has them too. Yeah, I'm hoping that's a little bit addressed when new units come out. I was thinking because we have the profiles for both Iron Hellgunners and Iron Hellgunners and Crane Gunners, we might end up getting two black powder units instead of repeater crossbows. But that's just my, that's just my whimsy talking. It's not based off anything. Yeah, it feels like because they've already put the work into those two sculpts that it would make sense to get Crane Gunners 9 Hell Gunners. And the stat blocks. I don't know what else. Feels like maybe there's something else that they could get, but I don't know what it'll be. Nobody in this chat knows for sure. Prod. Long Riders, Long Riders would be cool, but I don't know. They'd be cool models for sure, but who's to say? All right, let's raid. Following. Let's raid Froggy. She came in yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Special character Sentinel. There's one in. That would be fun, but also insane. Having another character on a huge base would be wild. Pure Sentinel army? Christ. Wait, Froggy has a new model? That's wild. All dragons on 100 by 150s? Yeah. All right. I agree with this, kind of. All right. I've got to run. I'm already late for tabletop. Say hi to Froggy. Enjoy. Have a nice evening. And I will see you again Monday.